Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 8 of my trying to face things that I have been avoiding in my life. Um, today was hard. Maybe it's always hard. I don't feel like I accomplished a whole lot, but I opened up a big can of worms, maybe emotional things. I started crying today because it was sad. And I'm going to probably cry in this video because to me it's sad. Maybe it's not sad for anybody else. Maybe some of you have been through this before and you know what I'm going through and you completely understand. And maybe it's just me. I don't know. But because my friend is moving in and I have to clean out stuff and go through things, I have been avoiding going through that one bedroom. Probably a lot in part because it has a lot of my daughter's things in there, a lot of her clothes that I had for her for when she stayed at my house, and a lot of the toys that she would play with, and just a lot of things that I kept as far as that goes, but things I don't need, things that are taking up space, and things that I know that she's outgrown and probably may or may not want. All things that I got for her at some point. So I messaged her today and asked her if she wanted any of those things. And she's like, no, I have too much stuff anyway. So you can probably just throw it away or give it away. And I was like, and I know it's a text message, so I don't know if there's any emotion behind it or not. And I also know that she's growing up and she's outgrown all of those things. So it's a good thing. But I still wanted to ask because they're technically her things, and I didn't want to just give them away or throw them away without saying anything. Um, but it's just I think also I just didn't want to give them away. I just don't want to throw them away. I just don't want to face the reality that she's not coming back to my house. She's not staying here. She's not going to be here. She doesn't fit into those little things anymore. She's not my little girl. I mean, she's still my daughter, but she's growing up, and it's just not ever going to be the way that it was. And I have a hard time letting go of things, and I like holding on to the past. So I realized tonight that I was crying because I do have to grieve and I do have to let go, and I can't hold on to everything. And I realized there's going to be an awful lot of that this next week because I am going to be spending the next week going through all of the things in my house to make room for my friend to move in. And that's going to be a lot of emotional drama for me. Just going to be opening up an emotional can of worms, basically, volcano of emotions. And I know it's good to process the emotions. I know it's good to get them out. And I also know that it can be very exhausting to deal with all of these emotions and all of these things. And so it's going to be a lot to deal with. And I know I've taken some days off of work through the end of this week so that I can do all of that. But I'm hoping my emotions don't prevent me from actually getting things done because I still need to actually get things done. So what I actually did today was I just messaged my kids and asked if they wanted their things, and then I posted something on a Ward Facebook page for my church and just basically said, "Hey, I have my daughter's clothes that are these sizes. It's this size that she used to be. If anybody wants them, they can come get them." So I didn't actually get rid of anything. I didn't actually do that part of it. I haven't actually let go of everything, but I did go so far as to actually ask my daughter if she wanted things. I asked my son, but I only have like one or two things of his. Um, but I don't think he's really interested in either one of them. And we've discussed it before, but he hasn't really said anything about it and like hasn't really decided. And so I'm just kind of like, well, do you want it or don't you? Because I got a big old bowling ball of his, and we used to go bowling all the time. And now he's into playing pool, and he'd much rather just play pool when we hang out. I'd rather go bowling than playing pool, but I don't mind playing pool. I'm not very good at either one of them. So it doesn't really matter to me as long as I get to spend time with my son. Um, but I still have his bowling ball, but he doesn't really play bowling. He doesn't really go bowling or do anything with it. So I'm guessing he's okay with my just getting rid of it. But he still hasn't responded back to me. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do with it. Although I don't think he would care if I got rid of it. I don't think it would hurt his feelings horribly. But I still feel like I needed to ask to give him the opportunity to say it's okay because I don't want to just give stuff away. I think that's a trigger for me because growing up, my biological mom would just let my sister take my clothes. She would just give my stuff to other people. She wouldn't ask me if it was okay. She would just tell me it was okay. She would just tell me somebody else was getting my things. Somebody else needed something that was mine more than I did, and she would just take it. She would just give it away. She would just, and I, I understand the concept of sharing and giving to people that are less fortunate or giving to people that need as much or more than we need. But instead of seeing that as a way of doing service and giving to other people, I saw it as a way, I interpreted that as not being good enough to have my own things, or not being good enough to have nice things, like not deserving of nice things because all of the nice things that I had were taken away, were given away to somebody else because somebody else needed it more than I did. And so it wasn't explained to me in a way of doing service. It wasn't given to me as an opportunity to make the choice to give it away. It was just taken away and been like, here you go. So I I don't want to do that to my kids. I don't want to put them in that situation. I don't want to create that trauma for them. I just want them to have the opportunity to say, I don't want it. You can give it away, which I kind of already knew that's what they were going to say. But I guess a part of me was kind of hoping they would be like, oh, I want it. I want to keep it. It's sentimental, because I'm very sentimental and I like to hold on to everything. And they're like, nah, just get rid of it. And I was like, oh, and I know that's the right thing and that's probably the best thing, but it's still just sad to me, and it's hard for me to let go. And it's sad to me that they're growing up and that they don't want those things anymore. They don't need those things anymore. I don't have things for them anymore. And so, and because they don't live with me, because they don't see those things on a regular basis, they don't miss them. They're not emotionally attached to them. I'm emotionally attached to them because I'm emotionally attached to the memories that go with them. But I don't need those things in order to keep the memories of stuff that I did with my kids. So it's just it's like kind of closing a chapter in my life, kind of moving on, moving forward, letting go things I'm not good at, things I don't like to do, and things that I vehemently avoid, because I just don't like having to let go. Um, and I'm doing that, and it's just, I mean, it's a tiny little bit. All I did was send a text message. All I did was post something on Facebook. I haven't actually given anything away. I haven't actually gone through all of the things. I haven't got to that part yet, and I'm already crying and having an emotional breakdown over just the thought of giving them all away, and my kids saying they don't want them. I mean, my son hasn't said he doesn't want his bowling ball yet, but I'm pretty sure that's the response I'm going to get. Um, but we'll wait and see what happens. So, anyway, that is me trying to face things that I have been avoiding and opening a floodgate of emotions that I don't want to deal with, and I get to deal with because that just is all part of the process. And I'm hoping that in that part of the process and opening things up and facing the emotions that are coming up, that it will help me to process through these things. It will help me to let go of these things, and it will help me to be hopefully in a better emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, social, whatever state of mind. I won't have things weighing me down and holding me back and adding to my avoidance. It will just kind of eliminate my excuses. Um, and it will help me to let go of things and to let go of the triggers and the trauma and all of the other things. Because, like I said, making this video and all of those traumas coming up for me, and it's like, oh, this is why I'm trying to do it differently for my kids. And my kids aren't emotionally attached to this stuff and they don't even care, but me, I do, because it's a trigger for me. So and it's just hard for me to let go, but I'm grateful that I can choose to do that and hopefully move in that direction. And we'll probably have a lot more tears this week. It's gonna be a rough week emotionally. Gonna be an emotional roller coaster. So if you're interested, if you like the videos, you're ready for the ride, you can hit like, you can hit subscribe, or you can share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And if not, that's okay. I'm good with that too. If you don't want to watch me go crazy, I'm already crazy. It might get a little worse. That's fine if you don't want to watch that either. But I do hope you have a great day full of gratitude, and maybe find something to face that you've been avoiding that might help you to feel good about yourself, or process something that just needs to be, you just need to let go of. And that's all I have for today. So Bye.